there, it's Brian Gormley with CapitalShortSale.com and Cornerstone Properties, coming at you again with another edition of We're in Greater DC, filming right downtown again, and the building we're looking for is the one directly behind me with all the neon flashing lights and the sports pictures and paraphernalia. Do a 360 in a second. What we normally do here, as people know, is film all over Washington and Baltimore, and the first person to guess where we're filming and send that guest to support at Cornerstone Properties, homeinfo.com, will get a free prize that week. And in the meantime, we just talk about some recent happenings in the real estate world. So we've been talking a lot over the last few months on various ways to stop a foreclosure. So I just thought I would kind of pull everything together for people who want to know, how do I stop that foreclosure? For a couple of interesting tidbits, tips, sort of an exhaustive, I won't say exhaustive, but comprehensive overview of things that you may be willing to or needing to consider. Number one, obviously there are some loan workouts that you should pursue. The days of sending a dummy contract in for a short sale are pretty much over. The Wellses of the world have kind of, long since caught on to this, right? Where you've got a foreclosure a week or two away, and you're sending in a contract and expecting them to stop the foreclosure and consider a short sale. Many of these lenders, including Wells, will say if we've already scheduled a foreclosure, there's nothing we can do to stop it. We'll consider a short sale, but if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. If you can't close in the time that we've allotted for the foreclosure, then you're done. So that's kind of ancient history. You might be able to get one through here and there, but you certainly shouldn't bank on it. Being proactive is really important, and that'll lead me to that'll lead me to number two, and that's of course doing a loan audit, taking the action to the lender. Rather than being on the defensive, try being affirmative in your actions. Taking a stand, getting a violation in hand of some federal law. The whole purpose of a loan audit, of course, right, is to look out for TILA, RESPA, state law, statute violations of things that happened when the loan was made, or perhaps when the servicing changed hands, and to bring that to the attention of the court and to get some sort of foreclosure prevention, or even potentially some damages. So that's approach number two. We talked about mediation before as well. Mediation is a right, at least in Maryland, that's given to homeowners to request that the lender consider foreclosure alternatives. And in fact, the lender is required to consider those foreclosure alternatives and submit a what's called a final loss mid affidavit. And that basically says we've considered non-foreclosure approaches to this, and we just can't do anything other than the path that we've taken. And then you can, of course, challenge that in a mediation context, and see how far you can get. So those are a couple of ideas. I will say, if you are proactive, going back to the first thing we touched on, loan workouts, I want to be clear, FHA and HAFA both actually require a foreclosure postponement and abatement once you're admitted into the respective programs. So in other words, the lender cannot pursue a foreclosure once the homeowner has been received that approval to participate for an FHA short sale, or a HAFA ARAS, a short sale agreement. They are to cease all foreclosure activity for the duration of that marketing period. Similarly with HAMP, with the loan mod program, once you've received a temporary trial period loan mod, the lender cannot foreclose on you. So if they continue to take actions or steps in that direction, then you can you take them to court and get a postponement, even get a dismissal. So those are definitely some useful tactics to take. Last, I want to say that even if a foreclosure happens, we've gotten foreclosures reversed before. You can file exceptions, and actually we're in the process of doing this on some properties right now. And it's quite possible to get foreclosures reversed. You can first go to the servicer, go to the investor, say, hey, wait a second, you guys screwed up. You promised to postpone this and you didn't. Go to the foreclosure attorneys. Usually they defer to the investors though, so they can be helpful at least in getting to the decision maker, but they're just agents at the end of the day. They're not the decision makers themselves. And then get the foreclosure reversed. You're going to have to go to bat for it, but as long as the judge hasn't ratified the sale, you still have time. You still can get a short sale through, you can get a foreclosure reversed, and then get reconsideration for a loan mod. All kinds of things that are, more beneficial to a homeowner than what obviously is, one of the worst things that can happen to them from a morale, emotional standpoint, as well as a credit standpoint going forward. One other thing, obviously repayment and reinstatement plans. That's when the lender will accept payments to catch the loan up over the course of a certain period of time, and then bring the loan current in the meantime. So that's definitely a good alternative for homeowners who maybe have a temporary hardship, and then now they're back on their feet and they can make payments, but they can't necessarily come up with $7,000 or $10,000 or $15,000 all at once. And of course, the best way of avoiding a foreclosure is just stay current on your loan. So that's it for me. I'll do a little 360. Email your guesses to support at Cornerstone Properties, homeinfo.com, and I will see you on next week's video. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.